Friends and family to Costa Rica, where strength meets spirit and the youngest hearts rise against the heaviest steel. Today, the juniors and sub-juniors step forward. Not just to lift the bar, but to lift the limits of what the past dictated. Bar is loaded. Deep breath, a steady gaze, and with every attempt, a story is written. Cheer them on, for every lift is more than weight. It is courage in motion. Now, a chance at history for the next lifter. As they attempt to lift more than any junior has ever done, let's raise our voices, for this is power, this is passion, this is the future. As the final bar returns to the ground, we salute these young warriors of strength. Each lift, a promise, each effort, a victory. Thank you, Costa Rica, for the energy, the spirit, and the pura vida that makes these days unforgettable.
And welcome for the very last time of the 2025 IPF World Junior Powerlifting Championships here in San Jose, Costa Rica, presented by Aleco and SBD. I am Amelia Potter and joined here for the very last session by Briar Lynch, New Zealand referee and coach. Good afternoon, Briar.
Good afternoon. How exciting is this, the last session?
So exciting, and we had such an exhilarating 120 juniors just this morning. We move now on to the sub-junior 120s and the sub-junior and junior 120 pluses who will be in the following flight. What a way to finish the competition. People love seeing lifters move big weight, and what better weight class to do so than the heavyweights and super heavyweights.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of these numbers are incomprehensible, even for people who have been around lifting for a long time.
And you can see the running order of the sub-junior 120s. And pretty big gap between the leader here, who you can see Jakub Nagoczewski from Poland, and second place. A little bit of a bigger fight for second and third with Ukraine and New Zealand. So it'll be exciting to see those battles for the medals. I'm sure that you have some interesting insights here for the New Zealand lifter.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what he can pull out, but unfortunately he's another one of those ones who's been battling an injury, so it'll be interesting to see what he's got in him today.
Reece Malone now, Great Britain, 145, and seems like a very low rack height for him, and that would explain it's the wrong rack height. And 145 kilos for Malone. 260 is his personal best, so wondering here if he's coming in with an injury. I imagine that to be the case.
That was super speedy there from Reece though, and he's got 3 white lights, so comfortable, maybe an injury. We'll have to see what he puts in for a second.
And I can see his squat and deadlift opener quite far down from where they originally were, so I imagine an injury that's affecting both squat and deadlift with that. Carlos Pina from Mexico coming out for an opening attempt, 220 kilos, 10 kilos below his personal best.
The bar is loaded.
Pina just taking the time to adjust his wrist straps. The only piece of equipment you can adjust on the platform is your belt. Comfortable looking opener. A good lift, 3 white lights.
Yeah, we've said at the whole championships the openers should be really comfortable, and we're hoping relatively uneventful in terms of red lights and any technical issues.
The bar is
Koya
loaded.
Ishino from Japan coming out for his opening attempt of 230 kilos. Ten kilos below his personal best. I believe everybody in this flight is aging out by the looks of it, of the sub-juniors this year.
Yeah, lots of 07 birth dates there.
Three white lights, a good lift.
The bar is loaded.
Santiago Arias from Uruguay opening on his personal best of 235 kilos.
This whole championship, it's been quite cool. We've seen more Central and South American lifters just because geographically I think Costa Rica is a little bit easier for them to get to. And they've done amazingly well and have had great support from the crowd as well.
Ooh, and just rolls over his head there. A great catch from the spotters and loaders there, and to get it back on the top of that rack. But hopefully he can keep his position in the second attempt, and hoping it's not a strength issue. You can see here, hips shoot back, bar rolls forwards.
Yeah, I'm hoping that he can just maintain his hip position a little bit better for his second, but that kind of stuff can be really nerve-wracking to come out after.
The bar
Brian
is
Tavio
loaded.
Parada from Spain, 235 on the bar. Speedy opener for Tavio Parada, and a good lift, 3 white lights.
245 on the bar for Aaron Rogers, followed by Federico and Alex. The bar is loaded.
Aaron Rogers from New Zealand opening at 245 kilos. You said coming in with a little bit of an injury, but still opening 5 kilos below his personal best.
Yeah, I think he's managed to rein his injury in a little bit. I think he was a little bit stressed a few weeks ago, maybe a few months ago. I don't know, the time blurs together, but he seems to have recovered and he's really excited to be here, which is cool.
And a bit of a tricky opener there for Rogers, but manages to get on the board. 3 white lights.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what happened there, but he definitely hit a sticking point.
Let's have a look at that again in the replay. Just about halfway up, but managed to get it going again. Let's hope they make a sensible decision to that second. Looked like a bit of a tricky opener. Denis Rudenko from Ukraine, our penultimate opening attempt. 285 kilos. 5 kilos below his personal best. And nominated in silver and prognosis.
And a big jump up from the previous first attempt. 40 kilos on Rogers from New Zealand.
Nice controlled opening attempt and a good lift. 3 white lights.
295 kilos in the bar for Jakub Nagasiewski, followed by Malone and Pina. The bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded for Jakub Nagasiewski from Poland. 295 kilos, our heaviest opener, and on prognosis, the leader of the competition. Be trying to fight off Rudenko for that spot overall.
This is 20 kilos underneath his listed personal best.
Yeah, and it's very comfortable. 3 white lights, a good lift.
165 in the bar for Luis Malone, Pina and
And that completes the opening round of squats. All bar Arias in on the board. Just had an unfortunate miss. His hip shot back and it rolled over his head. So hopefully not injured and can continue and fight for that on his second as we move into the second round of squats now. Reese Malone taking a 20 kilo jump to 165. Just pacing himself to get as big of a squat as possible. We imagine somewhat injured. This is still 95 kilos below his personal best. I would expect it to move that fast. He does get a depth call from the center referee.
Yeah, he doesn't look too happy, but I think it's really impressive that even if he is injured, that he's coming out here and trying to put up a total.
Yeah, I imagine, you know, when he got nominated to compete, he wasn't injured, and there's probably a lot of frustration about wanting to show his best day, but like you said, still impressive to come out here and put on what you can. 232.5 for Carlos Pina from Mexico. 12.5 kilo jump for a 2.5 kilo personal best.
It looks pretty comfortable for a second attempt there. He does get 2 to 1. One from the side referee for depth, and it's the side you're probably going to see on the replay here. I'd say that's quite tricky to see just because he's in an all-black singlet and also the spotter's hands are in the way.
Now Santiago Arias from Uruguay. Bar rolled over his head for his opening attempt, retaking it here. It's his current personal best, and let's hope it's not too heavy for him. Yeah, it's much better this time round. And 2 to 1, a good lift. I think he gets a yellow for his thumbs not being around the bar. If you look here in the replay.
Yeah, the centre ref is showing the jury hand signals. It says the bar needs to be held in your hands and fingers, and his fingers weren't fully wrapped around the bar.
And centre referee just going to the jury to explain that as they asked what the yellow was for. But coming out next we have Brian Tavio Parada from Spain, 247.5, 12.5 kilo jump.
Oh, a lot of aggression coming in for his second squat. And that was very lopsided, but I believe, yeah, 3 white lights. The bar didn't dip. It just went up on a really extreme angle.
Yeah, definitely a tough second attempt. I hope they look to make a small jump there to the third to try and collect as many kilos as they can. Aaron Rogers from New Zealand taking a 252.5 kilo second attempt, 7.5 kilo jump. After a bit of a rocky opener, looking for a personal best here and to move into squat bronze for the time being. Yeah, and it looked tough after the opener, and as you said, coming into this somewhat injured as well.
Yeah, and he's shaking his head to the coach walking off. I do wonder if the injury is playing a bit of havoc today, but he does have a squat on the board, and it's not a squat to be ashamed of at all.
Koyo Ishino from Japan taking a 22.5 kilo jump to 252.5. 12.5 kilo personal best, and this will provisionally put him in squat bronze. Slowed down, but still very strong looking second attempt and a good lift.
300 kilos on the bar for Radenko, followed by Nagoshioski and Malone. The bar is
Denis
loaded.
Rodenko from Ukraine, 300 kilos on the bar, a 15 kilo jump for a 10 kilo personal best, moving him into squat gold for the time being, with one lifter to take his second attempt.
300 kilos, not only a nice round number, but a huge nice round number, particularly in this sub-junior under 120 class. And a bit slow, but he gets it up. He doesn't look super comfortable coming out from under the bar, shaking his head at his coach, but he gets 3 white lights and it's on the board.
And he's just going to want to keep Rogers off his back, with Rogers missing that second attempt and it looking a little tough. He's moving forward in a pretty strong position to do so, even if that was a hard second. And now, Jakub Nagoszewski from Poland, already on his second attempt, looking to break the world sub-junior squat record, currently standing at 313 kilos. Looking now for 314, 1 kilo below his personal best, 1 kilo above the world record on his second attempt.
340 kilos. 9.
Oh, that is a lovely second. Very technically efficient and a new sub-junior world record. 314 and only up from here.
It will be interesting to see how far he pushes it on his third attempt, because it does look like he's still got a few kilos left in the tank there for his squats.
And heading into the third and final round of squats, holding on to squat bronze, Ishino, 252.5, in silver, Rodenko with 300, and of course, 314 and a new record in gold for Nagoszewski. We head now into the third and final round. Reese Malone from Great Britain, jumping a further 20 kilos to 185.
A little bit slower there from Reese on his third, and he gets that centre ref depth call again. But it's 2 whites in the lift stands.
Carlos Pina from Mexico, 242.5 kilos. A 10 kilo jump, looking for a 10 kilo personal best.
Oh no, unfortunately not quite there for our lifter. He seems in good spirits though.
The bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded for Santiago Arias from Uruguay. Bar rolled over his head on his opener, got it in his second, now jumping 12.5 kilos for a new personal best, 247.5.
I think 12.5 is a reasonable jump on squat attempts, and it's nice to know that he wasn't pushing any higher numbers given what happened on his first, because I know some lifters when they miss their first they try and make bigger, slightly riskier attempts come their second and third.
And he's got himself back on track really, really well.
The bar is loaded. Come on, Aaron.
Aaron Rodgers now, 252.5. Coming out to retake this for his third attempt. It'll be 2.5 kilo personal best, and we know he's come into this a little bit injured, so if he could get a personal best today, that would be huge for him.
He's got a lot of fire in his eyes, so I hope that follows through. Oh, he's just been asked to replace the bar.
Has 24 seconds left to get that squat command. Wow, a huge grind. He's shaking his head. Yeah, and perhaps just a little too painful, a little too heavy today.
Yeah, he definitely didn't look comfortable, and I also think with the younger lifters, if they're given the re-rack command for any weight, it does throw them off a little bit. I think that might be one of Aaron's first re-rack commands.
Yeah, and I think if he was 100% healthy, he could have fought through that, and especially with a little bit more experience. Brian Tavio Parada from Spain, 252.5 for his final attempt. 5 kilo jump from that second. Great third attempt there from Javier Parada, and a good lift, 3 white lights, very well executed.
Yeah, he came up lopsided just like his second, so maybe when things start to get a little bit heavy for the Spaniard, that's just how they go.
3 squats remaining in this flight before we head through to the sub-junior and junior 120 plus. Koyo Ishino from Japan, 257.5. Already has squat bronze secured for a 5 kilo personal best. Just tipped forwards, unfortunately. You can see he was going onto his toes and one knee went forward to steady him.
Yeah, that was a good catch by the spotters there. And of course, the spotters and loaders this championship have lifted every kilo that has been on the platform, and they've done a really good job at keeping our lifters safe.
And 2 squats remaining and back-to-back record attempts. Denis Rudenko from Ukraine, 315 kilos, a 15 kilo jump, and looking to extend the new world record by 1 kilo. That was set just moments ago. To move him, of course, into squat gold and take the world sub-junior record away from Nagachevsky. Perfectly picked final attempt for Rudenko. And a new sub-junior world record.
But of course, as you mentioned, the Polish lifter will be coming out to hit, or try and hit 322.5, which will extend the record that just got broken.
And our final squat of this flight, and of course Jakub Nagachevsky from Poland looking to take back that sub-junior squat record, 322.5 on the bar. Not looking for a chip this time round, but looking to extend the world record by another 7.5 kilos. Wow, and even quicker than the second. 3 white lights, a good lift, and a new world sub-junior record. One more look at that before we head through to the next round. And walking away with bronze, Ishino with 252.5. In silver, Rudenko with 315, who momentarily held the record. But Nagachevsky taking the gold and the record with 322.5. We head now immediately into the 120 plus sub-juniors and juniors. We'll be jumping between the 2 age groups with openers ranging all the way up until 330. And that would be from a sub-junior in Guantinke. Kicking us off, we have Daniel McKenna from New Zealand, 217.5 kilos on the bar.
Again, a little bit below Daniel's listed PB of 245, but I'm afraid our Kiwi heavyweight athletes are a little bit injured, because Daniel's also been fighting an injury recently. I don't know what we're doing to them back home.
Comfortable opener, as we'd expect. You know, it's a little way under his best, but looking to take what he has on the day is important, and it's a good lift. Hardik Madan from India, looking for an opener of 280 kilos. Personal best 300. The clock is running down on the platform as we wait for Madan to come onto the platform. Just needs to get that start command before the clock runs down, but I can't see him in the holding area. And that's going to be unfortunate if he only gets 2 attempts because they're late to the platform. And even if he was to come out now, it looks like it just wouldn't be enough time to take that squat. And I think the clock unfortunately will run down for him, as hopefully he gets here in time for his second attempt. And if that's mistimed warm-ups on the coaching team, it's a bit of a big blunder to take.
Yeah, we've seen that only a couple of times in this championships, but there's definitely been lifters late onto the platform. But I don't think I've seen anyone just not come out, not on their first attempt.
The bar is loaded.
Now we have 120 plus sub-junior Jared Murphy from Great Britain, 290 kilos, and by far the favorite to win in the sub-juniors on prognosis ahead of 90 kilos. And it's very comfortable. 3 white lights, a good lift.
307.5 followed by Felix and Ferguson.
Simon Kral now from Czechia in the juniors, opening at 307.5 kilos. Very quick opener for Kral, and a good lift. 3 white lights, extremely comfortable. Gio Hendricks from Belgium out next. 312.5 kilos on the bar for his opening attempt. Personal best of 335. Certainly will be fighting for an overall podium if Eisberg is going to make any misses.
A little bit unsteady on the walkout, but he seems to have settled it. And definitely not unsteady in the squat itself. 3 whites and a good lift.
320 kilos on the bar for Randy Ferguson, followed by Perryman and Isbell. The bar is loaded.
Randy Ferguson from Australia, 320 kilos. Be fighting for that overall with Josh Berryman from GB in the 120 plus juniors. Very comfortable opener for Ferguson. 20 kilos off his best. Does get a blue light from the far side referee, and that could just be for a bit of a speed wobble at the top, but it's allowed to settle on his back.
The bar is loaded.
Josh Berryman from Great Britain, 325 kilos on prognosis. The favourite to win in this class. And the jury's overruled Ferguson's to a no lift, unfortunately. Gonna have to try and settle that bar a little bit more on his second attempt. This is 30 kilo below Josh's personal best. Three white lights, a good lift and a strong start to the day for Berryman.
Yeah, that definitely moved like it was 30 kilos below his personal best.
The bar is loaded.
Axel Isberg from Sweden, 330 kilos for his opening attempt. He'll be pushing Berryman for that overall title today. Wow, extremely comfortable opener for Axel.
Yeah, super smooth and quick there.
And a good lift, 3 white lights. They're very similar in deadlift and in squat, separated only marginally on the bench press. Berryman, a slightly bigger bench. And now in prognosis, in silver overall, but opening with 330 kilos, a personal best of 360. The World Sub-Junior squat record 366, and he is all smiles on the platform today. Wow, that is so comfortable. 2-to-1, a good lift. Does get a depth call from the center referee, but I imagine to see some big jumps and maybe a stab at that World Sub-Junior record.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, our Chinese Taipei lifter lifted a clip earlier in the championships as well.
He did indeed. He would have competed last Wednesday. And heading into the second round, all bar Ferguson and Madan on the board. Ferguson's lift overruled by the jury to a no lift. We head now into the second round. Daniel McKenna from New Zealand, 232.5 kilos.
On.
Three whites there for Daniel, looking pretty chuffed with himself.
A strong second attempt there for McKenna. Looking to get on the board now, Hardik Madan from India. We didn't see him come out for his opening attempt. I think it's just a mistiming issue.
Yeah, he doesn't seem particularly ready either, because the TC has asked him to pull his knee sleeves up, I believe.
No, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. It's hidden behind the chalk bin there, but something not quite right Yeah, I think that was the case. I think he'll just fold it down still. 280 kilos. We haven't seen him attempt it yet, so let's hope it's easy here, as he didn't come out for it on his opener. It looks easy enough, but unfortunately, yellows from each side, referee. Let's have a look at that on the replay. I think he was asking the referees what happened.
Of course, yellow can be for a number of infractions, and it's often the hardest to pick, particularly with squats.
Jury seem happy to keep that a no lift, however. So he's going to have to come out on his third, and that's why missing that opener is such a risky business. Jared Murphy now from Great Britain, 310 kilos, a 20 kilo jump.
It moved pretty smoothly there for his second. And he gets 3 white lights, so can't be mad with that.
3 white lights are good. 3:32.5 on the bar. Followed by Hendricks and Ferguson.
Simon Krau from Czechia, jumping to 332.5 kilos for his second attempt, a matched personal best.
The bar is loaded.
Some of these lifters not just maxing out their squats, but near maxing out the squat rack as well.
Yeah, that is a really high rack height there. Taller than some of our spotters and loaders.
And that is a good lift, 3 white lights. Moves him into provisional gold. Still, we have 4 lifters in his flight to go, 5 lifters overall. Guy Hendricks from Belgium, taking a jump to 335 kilos. A match personal best, looking for provisional gold. So with Eastberg, Berryman and Ferguson to follow.
Just taking a while to lock his knees there to get the start command, but he gets it.
And 2-1, a good lift. A yellow from the right side referee. We'll have a look in the replay if we can catch what that is.
The bar is loaded.
All looks okay there to me, and jury are discussing it. And it's been overruled to a no lift, but with a blue card.
I could probably understand the blue. I did think his knees were a little bit unlocked there.
Rangi Ferguson, 340. This got overruled by the jury on his opener, and the bar looked a lot more controlled. He jumped 20 kilos anyway, and the risk pays off. He's fighting for gold, and he is back on track. 3 white lights.
The bar is loaded.
Axel Isberg from Sweden, 3:45, a 15-kilo jump, 2-kilo personal best on his second attempt. Very, very quick still. 3 white lights, a good lift, and moves him into gold place in the 120 plus juniors. Berryman to take the same weight at a heavier body weight. Same weight remains on the bar for Josh Berryman from Great Britain, 345 kilos. Just move him into squat silver on body weight behind Isberg. And it'll be a back and forth fight between himself, Ferguson, and Isberg. Smooth second attempt and a good lift. 3 white lights. A little shaky under the bar, but it didn't reflect on the way it moved at all. Our final second attempt, and we have Guanting K from Chinese Taipei, who actually, I believe you said, holds the equipped record in the squat.
Yeah, the equipped squat record was broken earlier in the championships. I believe it was 440 kilos. But of course, now he's looking to possibly have a crack at the classic record.
Yep, it's 355 on the bar now, which is 11 kilos below that world sub-junior record. It's a 25-kilo jump for K. And 2-1, a good lift, same as his opener, so should be okay, but certainly moving well enough, I think, to see that record. He's in an island zone. Murphy well ahead of the pack. McKenna a little too far behind to catch, so should he want to, the record doesn't seem like a risky move as we head into our third round. Madan still without a squat on the board. I think he gets yellows on his second for his knee sleeves not being completely straightened out, being a little folded over. And our third and final round of squats, Daniel McKenna from New Zealand, 245 kilos, looking for a match personal best here on his third and final attempt. And that is a good lift and a match personal best for McKenna, 3 white lights.
Yeah, he has to be happy with that. He has been struggling with a hip injury, I believe, was Daniel's issue. So a match personal best on this kind of stage, excellent.
And the bar is loaded.
And a very important squat coming up now for Hardik Madan. From India, and he's certainly taking his time, which in his scenario I don't think is the best idea, but he's on the platform now with 40 seconds to get that command. Hopefully knee sleeves are fixed enough that the referees are happy. Weight was comfortable. Let's hope he can get himself on the board. 3 white lights, a good lift.
I imagine that's a big relief for our Indian lifter there after completely missing his opener and then whatever happened there on his second. So I'm hoping he can make up some kilos come bench and deadlift.
The bar is loaded.
Jared Murphy now for Great Britain, 325 kilos. 15 kilo jump, looking to build a big total here in the sub-juniors. Three white lights, a good lift. Six squats remaining of the entire competition.
The bar is loaded.
First up, Simon Crow from Czechia, 337.5. 5 kilo jump for a new personal best. Very well picked final attempt.
Yeah, a little bit shaky on the way up, but he gets 3 white lights and you can't be too mad with that.
The bar is loaded.
Gio Hendricks from Belgium didn't get the 335 in his second, but it's gone up 5 kilos now in an attempt to provisionally take squat bronze with 340. And 3 white lights, a good lift. The risk pays off and he gets those extra 5 kilos provisionally moved into squat bronze.
The bar is loaded. Go on.
Axel Berg from Sweden already has squat gold in the junior 120 plus, 355. Would look to keep that for the time being. The 10 kilo personal best.
And super smooth there from the Swede. 3 white lights and it's a good lift.
The final 3 squats of this competition. And the bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded for Josh Berryman from Great Britain, 355 kilos, currently holding on to squat silver. Just Ferguson in his age group to follow. Gonna need these kilos if he wants to keep pace with Ferguson, particularly if the Australian makes his 3rd attempt. Should match his personal best.
Let's go. Come on.
Well executed third attempt and a good lift, 3 white lights.
Yeah, that was a really good pick numbers-wise. A little bit of effort, but wasn't in any danger of stopping.
Two squats remaining of this championships, and they are both absolutely huge. One of which is a world sub-junior record attempt. He currently holds the record in the sub-junior equipped 120 plus, looking to take it in both equipped and classic, a feat not many lifters have done before, and to do it at 18 years old. And the bar is loaded for Guantin K from Chinese Taipei, 366.5 to take not just the equipped record last week, but the classic record this week. And he wants some support from the crowd. Wow, and it is so speedy. And 2 to 1, a good lift, a new sub-junior world record. Got a red from this side, so we'll have a look in the replay. I think that looks about the same as his second.
Yeah, absolutely, and it is hard to tell because he is wearing a soft suit that is mostly black.
And the record will stand as we move on to our final squat of the entire championship. And it is the heaviest squat I believe we've seen this championship, or at least the second to heaviest in the classic. And the bar is loaded for Rangi Ferguson from Australia. Missed his opener here on his second, jumped to 40 kilos, jumping a further 30 kilos to give himself squat gold and put him in the lead on prognosis. If he doesn't get this, he won't get a squat medal, and if he does, he puts himself in the fight for overall and a squat gold medal. This is a huge amount of weight for Ferguson.
Come on.
A big fight. Oh, he's so close. Gets it going again, and unfortunately, downwards movement, and I think it was so on the line. I was hoping maybe it could be contested, but yeah, just there, it's tough, but still a fantastic squat to end the squats in the World Championships. We have in gold in the sub-juniors, Guantin K with a new world record, and in the juniors we have Berryman with Esberg from Sweden with 355. We're going to head into a short break now before the final bench presses of the championships. We'll catch you there. And welcome back to the final bench press session of the 2025 IPF World Junior Powerlifting Championships here in San Jose, Costa Rica. You can see here we have the sub-junior 120s followed by the sub-junior 120 plus and then the junior 120 plus. Ahead of you have the running order with openers all the way up to 165. Kicking us off will be Koya Ishino from Japan with 120 kilos.
And it's time out, and away we go. The bar is loaded. 120 kilos for Koya Ishino, followed by Rogers.
Opening 2.5 kilos above his personal best. White lights, that is a good lift.
130.5 on the bar for Rogers, followed by Malone and Pina.
Aaron Rogers from New Zealand, 142.5 kilos, 7.5 kilos below his personal best.
Yeah, Aaron only posted one squat, and I did talk to him in the 10-minute break that we just had, and he's not super happy, so I think he's looking to collect kilos and push personal bests, perhaps more so in bench press than deadlift, just considering his injury that he has been fighting through. So hopefully we're in for a good bench session for Aaron.
The bar is loaded.
Here he comes now for that opening attempt. Like you said, hoping to have a better bench session here, but hopefully the injury affects him less.
And it looked really smooth there from Aaron. He looks a little bit confused with the white lights, but perhaps it was just the lights on the stage that are affecting him.
The bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded for Reese Malone, Great Britain, 145 kilos, 20 kilos below his personal best.
Yeah, Reese also opened his squat quite a bit lower than his personal best. But that did look very smooth, and he gets the 3 white lights.
The bar is loaded.
Carlos Pina from Mexico, 152.5 kilos, opening 10 kilos below his personal best.
Three whites there, and it is a good lift.
is loaded.
Brian Tavio Parada from Spain opening at 155 kilos.
Seven and a half kilos below his personal best.
Comfortable looking opener, and it is a good lift. 3 white lights.
155 on the bar for Denis Rodenko, followed by Arias and Anushevsky. The bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded for Denis Rudenko from Ukraine. In the fight for the overall silver, in a pretty comfortable position for it right now. The fight really below him for the bronze. Comfortable looking over for Rudenko.
3 white lights and the lift. 162.5 on the bar for Cristiano Arias, followed by Anushevsky and Ishino. The bar is loaded.
2 openers remaining, first of which Santiago Arias from Uruguay. A bit of a sticky start to squats, hoping this opener on bench is a lot smoother. 162.5, already 7.5 kilos above his personal best.
Yeah, Santiago did really well to recover from his first squat, which I would say for a lot of lifters would have shaken their confidence, but that looked like a really smooth bench opener there. 3 white lights.
165 on the bar for Anushevsky, followed by Ishino and Rogers.
Yeah, particularly tough for a sub-junior who was the youngest in the competition. Shows a lot of experience, even in his couple of years competing. And our final opening attempt, Jakub Nagachewski from Poland, 165 kilos. Walked away with a new squat sub-junior record. Extremely comfortable opener for Jakub. 3 white lights, a good lift.
The bar is loaded.
127.5 kilos for Koya Ishino. As we head into the second round, all 8 lifters with their openers in on the board.
This will be a 7.5 kilo PB for Koya, should he get it. Getting PBs on the international stage is a great achievement. A little bit more work there, as you would expect, but 3 white lights and he gets it with a new PB and a second attempt on the board.
The bar is loaded.
Aaron Rogers from New Zealand, 147.5 kilos, a 5 kilo jump from his opener. Just 2.5 kilos shy of his personal best.
I think this is a reasonable jump given how smooth his first moved. He does have really nice bench depth, so I don't think that is ever going to be an issue there for Aaron.
No, and it is 3 white lights, a good lift. Has space to move forward into his third attempt there.
Yeah, definitely looking to equal or push his PB there for his third.
Reese Malone from Great Britain taking a 7.5 kilo jump to 152.5. Three white lights, a good lift. Pacing himself very well here. Carlos Pina from Mexico taking a 5 kilo jump to 157.5. We'll see the bench press rankings jump around quite a little bit in the next 10 minutes or so, so I'll wait until we are in the third and final round before calling those positions. Three white lights, a good lift. Brian Tavio Parada from Spain taking a 7.5 kilo jump to a match personal best of 162.5.
Ryan definitely taking his time to set up and make sure he's prepared to take this lift. Of course, lifters have a full minute between the bar is loaded to the start command to utilise how they wish. Does make me anxious when they take longer than necessary though. And he definitely gets the start command. In three whites, it is a good lift there.
Yeah, certainly if they are asked to re-rack, you certainly won't have much time to do that setup physically or ritualistically the second time.
The bar is loaded.
Dennis Rudenko, 165 kilos, a 10 kilo jump.
Yeah, a 10 kilo jump and a 10 kilo PB, should he get it. Three whites and a good lift there for the Ukrainian, and still looking really comfortable with room to grow for his third.
The bar is loaded.
Santiago Arias now, up penultimate second attempt, 170 kilos on the bar.
little bit of work there, but 3 whites and he gets it.
175 on the bar for Jakub Nagasiewski, followed by Ushino and Rogers. 6 attempts to change openers for the 120 plus. 6 attempts. The bar is loaded.
And our final second attempt, Jakub Nagasiewski from Poland, taking a 10-kilo jump to 175 for his second attempt, 2.5 kilos below his personal best.
Three whites and a good lift there. Now moving on to our third attempt, bench press for the under 120 sub-juniors.
The bar is loaded.
And Nagasiewski leading 175, followed by Arias in 170 and Rodenko with 165. As we head into the third and final round, they'll be vying for bench press medals. Yoshino from Japan, 132.5 for a new personal best. Great fight from Yoshino, but just too heavy today.
That is unfortunately a no lift. 155 on the bar for Aaron Rogers, followed by Malone and Pina. The bar is loaded.
Aaron Rogers from New Zealand now, taking a 7.5 kilo jump for a 5 kilo personal best on his final attempt here.
He's giving very specific instructions to our centre spotter, just how he wants his handout. Of course, some lifters train with handouts and some train without. And obviously the spotters and loaders on the day will be slightly different to what you're used to. So the more specific you can be, the better.
Great final attempt from Rogers, and certainly the right number. 3 white lights, a good lift.
3 attempts to change openers. The bar is loaded. 3 attempts to change openers.
7.5 kilo jump for Reese Malone from Great Britain. 160 on the bar for his final attempt. It's a big fight, just unfortunately 7.5 kilos, a little too much of a jump for him today.
The bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded for Carlos Pina from Mexico, 162.5. 5 kilo jump for a match personal best.
Oh, just a little bit too much there today for our Mexican lifter.
Fabio Parada, followed by Rodenko and Arias. One attempt to change openers. Last chance to change openers for 120 plus.
Brian Fabio Parada from Spain, 162.5 is his current personal best. Looking to pull into bench press bronze, 167.5 in the bar, with Rudenko to follow.
And it's a big fight there for the Spaniard, and he manages to lock it out. What do the refs say?
It is a good lift, 3 white lights.
170 kilos on the bar for Denis Rodenko, followed by Arias and Maduszewski.
3 benches remaining in the 120 sub-juniors before heading through to the 120 plus sub and juniors.
Is loaded. No more changes to the openers. No more
Denis Rudenko
changes.
from Ukraine looking to take that bench press bronze from Taivo Parada. 170 on the bar for a new personal best.
Come on, 3.
When it is a fight.
But a fight worth pushing for. 3 white lights, a good lift. Moves into the bronze medal position for bench.
The bar is loaded. This is for provisional deadlift gold. This bench press gold.
Santiago Arias from Uruguay, 175 kilos. Third and final attempt
Come on.
to move into bench press gold for the time being, with Nagachevsky to follow.
Oh, and it is a fight, but he has managed to lock it out. There's 3 white lights for the Uruguayan lifter. A much better round of bench than his squats, so I hope that trend continues into his deadlifts.
The bar is loaded.
Jakub Nagachevsky now looking to take back that bench press gold from Arias from Uruguay. 180 kilos on the bar, a 5 kilo jump for a 2.5 kilo personal best. Great final attempt, and moves back into bench press gold. 3 white lights, a good lift. And that is with Rudenko walking away with bench press bronze with 170. Arias 175 in silver, and Nagachevsky from Poland in gold with 180. We're going to head immediately into the 120 plus group with both age categories, sub-junior and junior. And coming out first, Daniel McKenna from New Zealand, 135 kilos on the bar.
Just 7.5 kilos below Daniel's nominated personal best. and it moved like it was 7.5 kilos under his personal best. Super speedy, and he gets 3 white lights.
140 kilos on the bar for 150K, followed by Madan and Murphy. The bar is loaded.
Guanting K now ended the squats with a new sub-junior record of 366.5, opening with a 140 bench. That is a good lift, 3 white lights.
170 kilos on the bar for Madan, followed by Murphy and Hendricks. The bar is loaded.
170 kilos for Hardik Madan from India, out on time here for his bench press opener, which is great to see, opening on his personal best.
Three whites and a good lift there for our Indian lifter, making sure he did give himself enough time to get out under that platform and get the start command.
The bar is loaded.
170 kilos in the bar for Jared Murphy from Great Britain. 7.5 kilos below his personal best. Three white lights, that is a good lift.
177.5 on the bar for Hendricks, followed by Carl and Isberg. The bar is loaded.
Guy Hendricks from Belgium, 177.5. Lovely easy opener for Hendricks, and a good lift, 3 white lights.
And we will lift 182.5 on the bar for Simon Carl, followed by Isberg and Ferguson. The bar is loaded.
Simon Kral from Czechia, 182.5 kilos for his opening attempt.
15 kilos below his listed personal best. Not out of reach to push that today, depending on how this opening attempt moves.
And that is a good lift, 3 white lights, moving well.
185 on the bar for Axel Isberg, followed by Ferguson and Berryman.
Axel Isberg from Sweden.
bar is
Personal
loaded.
best of 195, opening 10 kilos below that at 185.
And a very quick opener there, but he gets red lighted from the centre referee there just for bench depth.
Yeah, so we're looking for that elbow depth here. We're looking at the replay. We're watching the elbows, hoping they're in line with the mid of the shoulder joint.
I do think the right one looks slightly higher than his left, but I'm not sure it's egregious enough for the jury to overturn.
Yeah, and it looks like they're happy to keep it. The thing is, same with depth and squat. Sometimes lifters are a little uneven, and that's just the way they're built. 195 on the bar for Randy Ferguson, 2.5 kilos below his personal best. Just narrowly missed that final squat after a big jump, 370.
And a little bit of effort there just at the top for Rangi, but he gets 3 white lights and he's on the board.
197.5 on the bar for Josh, 49 followed by McKenna and Kay. The bar is loaded.
Our final opening bench in this flight, we have Josh Berryman from Great Britain, 197.5 on the bar. Immediately puts him in the gold position for bench in the 120 plus juniors. And that is a good lift, 3 white lights.
142.5 on the bar for Daniel McKenna, followed by Kay and Madan.
And that concludes the opening bench presses, with all 9 lifters getting a successful bench in on the board. Daniel McKenna from New Zealand now, 142.5, 7.5 kilo jump to match his personal best. Great second attempt there from McKenna and a good lift.
Yeah, 3 whites to match his personal best on the world stage.
The bar is loaded.
Guanting K, now Chinese Taipei, 150 on the bar.
Of course, Guanting with both the squat world record in equipped and classic.
Three white lights, a good lift.
177.5 on the bar for Alex Madan, followed by Murphy and Hendricks. The bar is loaded.
Hardik Madan from India, 177.5 kilos on the bar, 7.5 kilo jump. Three white lights, a good lift.
180 kilos on the bar for Gerard Murphy, followed by Henry Zentlisberg. The bar is loaded.
Jared Murphy from Great Britain, 180 kilos on the bar, 10 kilo jump. Looking for a 2.5 kilo personal best. Three white lights, that is a good lift, a comfortable looking second. Seems some great attempt selection here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of greens on that board for bench press so far.
The bar is loaded.
Gil Hendricks from Belgium, 190 kilos, a 12.5 kilo jump from his opener, 2.5 kilo personal best. Tight battle for the bench medals here in the 120 plus juniors. And that is a good lift, 3 white lights. The 120 plus is executing very well today.
The bar is loaded.
Axel Isberg from Sweden, 195, a 10 kilo jump, looking to move into bench press silver for the time being. Berryman, Ferguson and Crow to follow.
Yeah, this will be a bench press equal PB for Axel, should he get it.
Yeah, and a comfortable one at that. 2-1, a good lift. Still getting that red for the center referee and looks a little confused by that. We'll have a look here. It will be for elbow depth as it was in his opener, but jury were happy with it. And if anything, I think it's a little deeper.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think because Axel is relatively experienced, he'll know that he needs to be more convincing as his attempts go on, just to keep the... And unfortunately, the jury has overruled for bench depth, so maybe he just was not convincing enough.
We have a decision to make now as he'll be fighting for a silver medal overall with with Ferguson. Simon Crow now, 195 from the bar, 12.5 kilo jump into bench press silver.
Oh, and a bit of work there, but it looked quite similar to his first. 3 whites, and it's a good lift for our Czech lifter.
205 kilos on the bar for Randy Ferguson, followed by Berryman and McKenna. The bar is loaded.
Our penultimate second attempt now until the final round of bench is championships. Rangi Ferguson, 205 kilos, a 10 kilo jump to move him into bench press gold with Berryman to follow. white lights, a good lift. Ferguson looking really strong, hoping to make up some ground after a big miss of that 30-kilo jump on squats. I think they were looking to make up some ground after missing the opener there, but with big risks, that is big rewards, but also that big potential error. Josh Berryman now, our final second attempt, 210 kilos to match his personal best and take him back into bench press gold, heading into the third and final round.
This will be an equal PB for Josh, 210 kilos, which is a significant amount of weight for anybody to move, let alone in a bench press.
Yeah, and still plenty left in the tank for Berryman there.
White lights everything. Going into round 3, 145 on the bar for Daniel McKenna, followed by Kate and Sanan.
And as we head into the third round, Jared Murphy in the sub-juniors leading with 180, and in the juniors, Josh Berryman leading with 210. Daniel McKenna of New Zealand, 145, opting for a 2.5 kilo jump here for a new personal best. And that was right on the money in terms of the number and execution. 3 white lights.
Yeah, absolutely. A little PB there for Daniel in bench press.
The bar is loaded.
Guan Ting Ke from Chinese Taipei, 157.5 for his final bench. Already has bench silver secured. Two to one, a good lift. Gets an elbow depth call, which I was a little bit worried about there. Still comfortable for now. It's on the board and a new personal best, but we'll have a look at that in the replay.
Yeah, and it does come from the side referee, which is a little bit more unusual just because of the angle they're sitting on. And the jury has overruled that.
Yeah, I was concerned. It certainly looked higher than his first two. Still walks away with bench silver, squat gold. Hardik Madan now from India, 182.5. 5 kilo jump for a new personal best.
And a good grind there from the Indian lifter. And 3 white lights, I think he was spot on the money with the temp selection there.
Jared Murphy from Great Britain, jumping 2.5 kilos here. Already hit a personal best in the second. Looking to see if he can grab an extra couple kilos here. Feeling perhaps like he's at his top end.
As we've said before, taking a 2.5 kilo jump is quite often the smart thing to do, because it gets you that extra couple of kilos, a little bit more safety heading into deadlifts, rather than taking a bigger jump and perhaps missing out on it.
Yeah, and it certainly was comfortable. 3 white lights, a good lift and a new personal best.
The bar is loaded. This is bench press bronze.
Giel Hendricks from Belgium, 197.5. Provisionally takes him into bench press bronze. Still with Isberg and Kral to follow. And he did not have a kilo more in him. 3 white lights, a good lift, and provisionally moves into bench press bronze.
Yeah, another bang on attempt selection there from coaching staff.
The bar is loaded.
Axel Isberg from Sweden looking to pick up those extra kilos in the pursuit of gold overall and the podium overall. 200 kilos would put him back into the bench press podium for the time being, with Kral to follow. Second attempt got overturned by the jury for elbow depth.
Yeah, it was for elbow depth, so that will have to be something that Axel's really careful of here for his third.
The weight is still comfortable as expected, but unfortunately 2-1, a no lift for elbow depth, and the jury overturned it on his second. He might not have too much luck with the jury pleading for an extra white light there from them.
Yeah, I'm not sure that looked super different to his first and second attempts in terms of depth.
It seems marginal, and I'm looking at the coach talk to the jury, trying to argue with them, but if they've made their decision, it's tough to get them to change their mind. Next out, Simon Kral from Czechia. 202.5 kilos to move into bench press bronze ahead of Hendricks. What a fight there from Kral. And a good lift, 3 white lights, walks away with bench press bronze.
Our final 2 bench press attempts of this championship. And the bar is loaded.
Our penultimate bench of the entire championships, 207.5 on the bar for Rangi Ferguson from Australia. 2.5 kilo jump for a new personal best.
And the final bench press attempt of this championship, 250 kilos on the bar.
3 white lights, a good lift.
The bar is loaded.
And the final bench press of the championships, Josh Berryman from Great Britain already has bench press gold, looking for 5 kilos more on his total and on his bench, making the gap between himself and Ferguson just a little too hard for the Australian to catch.
Yeah, absolutely. And Josh seems to be looking on form today.
And that is a great final bench for Barryman. And what a way to finish the bench press of the championships. 3 white lights, a good lift, and bench press gold.
And a good bench round overall. There's lots of greens up on that scoreboard.
Yeah, over that we only had 3 missed lifts, and 2 of those were not on strength but on elbow depth. And we can see here in both gold for the sub-junior and junior, Jared Murphy from Great Britain with 182.5 and Josh Berryman from Great Britain in 215 in the juniors. We're going to head into a 10-minute break now before the final deadlift session of the entire championships. Catch you there. And welcome back to the final session of the entire championships. And what a 12 days it has been, ladies and gentlemen, at the 2025 IPF World Classic and Equipped Sub-Junior and Junior Powerlifting Championships here in San Jose, Costa Rica, presented by Aleco and SBD. We're going to head into the final round now for the Sub-Junior 120s and then the Sub-Junior and Junior 120 pluses. The bar is loaded for Reese Malone, Great Britain. Probably just looking to secure a total here. And as expected, very comfortable. 3 white lights and a total secured. And I'm wondering if he'll do what he did with his squat and make some bigger jumps there to see how much he can push that, or just X out those attempts.
Yeah, I do wonder what Reese is going through at the moment, because initially when he put an attempt in, when he weighed in, it was 120, so he's dropped it even further down. So I'm wondering if he is perhaps a little bit uncomfortable at the moment.
Yeah, and for the time being, we've seen him put in a 100-kilo jump, and that either could be because he feels comfortable and is just warming up on the platform, getting comfortable with that injury, or just loading it enough so it's near those second attempts for the spotters and loaders to rest a little bit, and his competitors. Koyo Ishino from Japan, 200 kilos.
And a really quick opener there for our Japanese lifter, 3 white lights.
237.5 on the bar for Brian Talio Parada, followed by Arias and Rodinko.
Brian Tavio Parada looking to secure his total here, 237.5.
The bar is loaded.
A little bit of misgroove, I think, but still incredibly fast.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm hoping that slows down with a little bit more weight on the bar for the Spaniard.
The bar is loaded.
Santiago Arias from Uruguay, 242.5 on the bar. 2.5 kilos below his personal best. Already this would give him a 30-kilo total PB. What a strong end to the day after a rocky start, should this go well.
And it does seem to go well.
A little slow, but that's okay.
3 white lights,
3 white lights.
Rodinko, followed by Pina and Nagoshevsky.
Currently in a bit of an island of his own, a good way off of first as it stands if Nagachevsky isn't going to make any mistakes, but in a strong second position, 250 for Rudenko, 10 kilos below his personal best. But of course, if Nagachevsky does slip up, he'll be the first person to try to capitalize.
And a very slow opening deadlift for the Ukrainian. He does get 3 white lights, so he is on the board.
2.5 on the bar for Carlos Pina, followed by Nagoshevsky and Rogers.
Carlos Pina from Mexico, 252.5 kilos.
Three white lights there for the Mexican lifter. He is doing the trend that we're seeing more and more often, holding the bar on the smooth part rather than the knurling. We've seen it a few times this championships.
Yeah, and it does work for those lifters. Of course, the risk you can run is if there's a build-up of baby powder on there, it's going to be smoother than the knurling is, more slippery, but must be something that they're aware of and used to. Our penultimate opening attempt, we have Jakub Nagachewski from Poland, 260.
Three white lights there, and he is on the board.
And secures that world record, Scott, with that. And our final opening attempt, we have Aaron Rogers from New Zealand, 267.5. Upped his opener, it looks like, to be ahead, or lowered his opener, sorry. Still ahead of Nagachewski with this.
Yeah, I believe his initial opening attempt was listed as 280.
And it's still very comfortable, but probably just feeling that injury after a long day, and gets a yellow, I think, for just letting go of the bar a little too early. We'll have a look at the replay here. And I saw his hands open, but I wasn't sure if it was after it already hit the floor. Yeah, and it looks like he's just clasped his hands open, and the jury agree. And after that first round, all bar Rogers on the board. He just needs to keep a hold of that on his second time round. Reese Malone has put 175 on the bar, but I don't think he's coming out for it, so he's giving his competitors in a relatively short flight a little more time. So yeah, Rogers has chosen to go up. The weight extremely comfortable for him. It's a big jump still. I think his planned second of 280, or actually it was his original opener, I think you said, but just got called for that, opening his hands. I'll take a moment to thank our sponsors for maybe the last time here, SBD and Eleiko. This championship is presented by them, and without them, none of this would be possible. The plates, the bar, the platform itself, the rack, all belonging to Eleiko, those lovely collars, and of course we'll see plenty of SBD gear come and go off the platform in this final session. And we're going to load the bar up for our next lifter now.
Yellow lights, please. Yellow lights. Thank you.
Koyashino from Japan, 227.5 kilos, 27.5 kilo jump for a 7.5 kilo personal best. Lovely second attempt there for Koya. Coming out next, Brian Tavio Prada from Spain, taking a jump to 252.5 kilos here, 2.5 kilos off his personal best. Three white lights, that is a good lift.
And he seems very pleased with himself there.
Yeah, and he's going to get as close as he can to a podium finish. Getting a lot tighter now that Rogers has missed that opening attempt.
The bar is loaded.
Santiago Arias from Uruguay, 255 on the bar, 12.5 kilo jump. Very 10 kilo personal best. Another lifter looking for a podium finish overall. And it is a good lift, 3 white lights, and moves incredibly well, especially considering that the opener looks somewhat slow.
The bar is loaded.
Denis Rudenko, 260 kilos, 10 kilo jump to match his personal best. Sitting pretty comfortably in silver overall. Will only get a chance to push for silver if Nagachevsky misses his second attempt. And even then, it'll be a pretty big push.
And that is a slow second attempt from the Ukrainian.
And it is a good lift, 3 white lights. I think that must be his top end. So silver looks secure, but you won't be pushing for that gold.
No, I don't think he's got too many kilos left in him, if any. However, I don't want to say that and him come out and absolutely smoke a third attempt. We'll have to see what he puts on for it.
I would quite like that to happen, actually. Carlos Vina from Mexico, 262.5, a 10 kilo jump.
Oh, and unfortunately his grip just lost out a little bit there.
270 kilos on the bar for Jakub Nagachevsky and White Rogers and Malone.
Our penultimate second attempt, Jakub Nagachevsky from Poland, 270 on the bar, and with this was certainly secure, if not already secured, the sub-junior world title in the 120s. Still looking very comfortable.
Yeah, definitely. 3 whites there. It'll be interesting to see how far he pushes that for his third attempt.
6 attempts to change openers for the 120 plus. 6 attempts to change.
And our final second attempt now for Aaron Rogers from New Zealand. 267.5 was fine, and he executed it almost flawlessly, just opening his hands and dropping the bar before it got to the ground. Has jumped 12.5 kilos now to 280. And let's hope that wasn't a little too greedy and risky here, because If that's too hard, it's going to put him in a challenging spot to get a total. 280 was originally his opening attempt, so let's hope it's well within reason for today.
Yeah, I saw his coaches having a pretty stern talking to him just after his first attempt, possibly about holding on to that bar.
So let's hope he can here on his second attempt to get on the board and immediately catapult himself into deadlift gold and bronze overall for the time being. 280 on the bar for Rogers. Just needs to hold on to it at the end. And definitely held on to it this time, is on the board, 3 white lights.
175 on the bar for Malone, followed by Ishino and
Yeah, it was never a strength issue there. It was perhaps a little bit of inexperience and exuberance.
Yeah, and he's going to want to jump 10 kilos if he's fighting for that podium position. Sorry, no, 7.5 kilos should do it. He's the heaviest of the 3 fighting for podium. Assuming everybody makes that final attempt, and we head into that final round now. And we'll keep a look at the scoreboard, as we know Reese Malone is not coming out for this 175. So deadlifts to come. Position won't change overall for gold or for silver, but plenty fighting for that bronze. It looks like we've had a change attempt already from Uruguay to try and match Rogers' final pull, so that Rogers would have to put more on the bar. They're feeling confident in that 10 kilo jump. And what a championships it's been so far. Only really now 40 minutes left, and we have had record after record, wins, upsets, drama, the lot, backflips galore.
So many backflips.
And it has been great to be here on that journey with you all at home, and everybody here, all the lifters, all the coaches. And we head now into the final round of deadlifts for this first flight before we head to the final session of deadlifts, and the final session of this championships.
referees, please press the yellow light. Referees, light, please. Thank you.
And the bar is being loaded for the final attempt of Koya Ishino from Japan, 235 kilos.
The bar is loaded.
For a new personal best on deadlift and on total.
Our Japanese lifter definitely making the most of the minute, particularly for a deadlift setup.
And manages to lock it out. I'm hoping the bar didn't dip. Unfortunately, 2-1, a no lift for downwards movement. We'll have a look at that on the bar, on the replay, see if we see that dip.
265 on the bar for Santiago Arias.
And I could argue the case for it either way, I think.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the blue lights were more for support on the thighs, because they did sit there for a while. It is tricky to know, but that lift, unfortunately, remains a no lift.
The bar is loaded.
Santiago Arias from Uruguay, 265 kilos, looking to pull into deadlift bronze and bronze overall, pushing that hand of Rogers to have to take a 10 kilo jump instead of a 7.5 kilo jump, and pushing Tavio Porrada to also up his attempt. And no, just too heavy at it today, unfortunately. And we've seen an attempt change come in, imagine for Spain, and Spain have also upped it, hoping to push Rogers to take that 10 kilo jump. They definitely see him as a threat, and they're trying to make it a little too hard for that podium position. Brian Tavio Pradada from Spain now, 267.5 on the bar, hoping for deadlift bronze and bronze overall, with Rogers to retaliate. Team New Zealand, I'm sure, standing and watching to see if they have to change that attempt 2.5 kilos up, or whether they are safe in bronze.
The bar is loaded.
And a lot of support here for the Spaniard.
That's a great final pull for Tavio Pradada, and a personal best he had to do to pull onto the podium, and he has for now. And Team New Zealand will have to retaliate by upping their third attempt to 290. Currently in at 287.5, but I haven't seen Team New Zealand come to the table yet.
No, they haven't. There is still a couple of lifters out before Aaron will be back out. And there I see a silver fern at the table.
Carlos Pina now looking for a deadlift bronze. Upped his second from 262.5 to 267.5, hoping for a potential deadlift medal. If he gets this, he secures the deadlift bronze as he's lighter than Rudenko. Solid third attempt, a good lift, and secures the deadlift bronze for Mexico.
Yeah, his grip did hold out on that one, which was the issue on his second. So I'm glad he got that third up on the board.
And 3 deadlifts remaining in this sub-junior 120 group. Denis Rudenko from Ukraine, 267.5. Is your silver medalist. This is just to add 7.5 kilos more to his total for a total and deadlift personal best and end the day on a high. Another slow deadlift, but just can't get that lockout, unfortunately. But is safe in that silver position. Two deadlifts remaining, and the first of which is to try and pull back onto the podium overall. This is for bronze medal overall, currently holding on to deadlift gold. And Nagachevsky has upped his third attempt to try and take that from him, should he get it. Aaron Rogers from New Zealand, 290 kilos on the bar. 280 was his planned opener, so you'd hope 290 is here for him. It's his current personal best, however, for a bronze medal overall and a potential deadlift gold.
Let's go.
Wow, and that is a great final attempt for Rogers. And he pulls himself onto the podium into bronze behind Rudenko and Nagachevsky, currently holding on to deadlift gold, and only one lifter looking to take that off of him today.
Nagosielski is already your world champion. This is for deadlift gold. The bar is loaded.
The bar is loaded for Jakub Nagachewski from Poland. Already your sub-junior 120 world champion, looking for deadlift gold as well. Not yet satisfied with squat and bench gold and gold overall. He wants the queen suite of all 4 golds. Wow, and it looks like he might have done it. 3 white lights, a good lift, gold in squat, gold in bench, gold in deadlift, and gold overall. What a day for Nagachewski.
Yeah, the perfect day. Nothing could top that.
And in deadlift bronze, 267.5 for Pina. Deadlift silver, 290 for Rogers. And deadlift gold on bodyweight, 290 for Nagachewski. And overall, your bronze medalist, Rogers from New Zealand, silver, Rudenko from Ukraine, and gold, Nagachewski from Poland. We're going to head now into the 120 plus sub-junior and junior men for the final session of the championships. We have deadlifts all the way up until 330 kilos here, and fights in the 120 plus juniors. Daniel McKenna now, 227.5. I think lowered his opener.
Yeah, that would make sense. Daniel's not particularly comfortable with his injury at the moment, but he is doing well nonetheless.
Three white lights, a good lift.
245 kilos on the bar for one big game, and Madan.
And our second opening attempt of this round, we have Guanting K from Chinese Taipei upped his opener by 45 kilos. Closes the gap between himself and Murphy, but it might not be enough. We'll have to see the kind of jumps he can make. This is 15 kilos below his personal best deadlift. Already 1.5 kilos above his personal best total, and a comfortable opener.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 white lights there for Chinese Taipei.
Bar is loaded for Simon Kral from Czechia, 277.5 kilos. The fight for podium will be between Ferguson and Hendricks now. Fight for gold between Eastberg and Berryman. Strong opening attempt there, and this is the only weight class you really see that max grip deadlift in. Or snatch grip deadlift, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously the lifters are a little bit larger. They're taking up more space on the bar. They probably need it to get it to lock out.
The bar is loaded.
Hardik Madan opening on his personal best of 280.
That looked very comfortable for the Indian lifter. 3 white lights. And he seems to be redeeming himself for the slight hiccups he had in this squat event.
Bar is loaded to 300 kilos for Jared Murphy from Great Britain. 12.5 kilos below his personal best. Now already this is a 10 kilo total PB.
And 3 white lights, a super comfortable opener there from the Brit.
Hendricks, followed by Berryman and Ferguson.
And 5 out of these 9 lifters change their opening attempts either up or down. Important to take what you have on the day. May that be less or more.
Yeah, absolutely. It will all depend on how your warm-up is feeling, and experienced coaches will know how to time that correctly so they don't miss the cutoff for attempt changes.
Gil Hendricks from Belgium, 307.5 kilos. Three white lights, a good lift. The world junior record in the 120 pluses, of course, belongs to Timo Samkaradze from Georgia with 4:11, so I don't think that's going to be touched for quite a while. But the sub-junior record is at 3:31, which Murphy might have a stab at today, particularly with the advantage he has of not really having to risk that lead. Josh Berryman from Great Britain opening on 3:10. Can't really afford any slip-ups here with Eastberg so close behind him. This is well below his personal best of 357.5. So hopefully a comfortable opener for him.
And it was indeed just that, a comfortable looking opener for Josh, and it's 3 white lights.
Two opening attempts remaining in this 120 plus junior group. Rangi Ferguson opening 310 kilos. Still could push for a podium position. Very much in the fight for the silver potentially as well, should Eastberg slip up. Wow. And certainly has a big jump in him. 3 white lights, a good lift, and I do wonder where he would be if he didn't take that 30 kilo jump and miss it on his squat.
Yeah, absolutely. Squats use a lot of the same muscles as deadlift, and you might get a little bit burnt out if you are hitting a massive grind earlier in the day.
Our final opening attempt, we have Axel Eastberg from Sweden, 330 kilos, has a huge personal best of 371. And with the sub-junior record, sorry, the junior record of 4:11, not quite there yet, but certainly will be pulling last.
And a very, very smooth opener for the Swede, 3 white lights.
And that completes the opening round of deadlifts with all 9 lifters securing their total. Murphy leading the deadlifts in the sub-juniors, and Axel Eastberg leading in the juniors. And the overall Murphy leading currently on total in the sub-juniors with 807.5, and Berryman with 880. 10 kilos behind is Eastberg. Daniel McKenna from New Zealand now 242.5 kilos. Smooth looking second attempt for McKenna.
Yeah, 3 white lights there for the Kiwi.
260 kilos on the bar for Boakim Kane, followed by Madan and Karl. The bar is loaded.
Guanting K from Chinese Taipei, 260 kilos, a 15-kilo jump from his opener to match his personal best and further extend his total PB to 776.5. Three white lights, a good lift. And he won't be able to chase Murphy, but will be posting a huge personal best total and has that silver locked down. Hardik Mardan from India now, jumping 12.5 kilos to 292.5. Open on his personal best, so only up from here. This would be a 5-kilo total PB as well.
The bar is loaded.
Getting close to that 300-kilo milestone here. That is a good lift, 3 white lights.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he will surpass that 300-kilo milestone for his third attempt.
The bar is loaded.
Szymon Krał now from Czechia, 317.5 for his second attempt. Provisionally pulls him in to third place overall, but two other lifters are fighting for that position, Ferguson and Hendricks to follow. This is a huge jump. Wow. That was a 40-kilo jump from his opener.
Wow, and it was significantly slower as one might expect. There's definitely not another 40 kilos in there.
No, but he's put himself right amongst Ferguson and Hendricks, at least for where their totals are right now, who are still to take their second attempts. Jared Murphy from Great Britain taking a 20-kilo jump, landing him 11 kilos off the World Sub-Junior deadlift record. Already a huge personal best on deadlift in total here. Wow, and very comfortable. You've got to think 11.5 kilos is the next jump we see.
11.5 kilos. Looks like it could definitely be on the cards there for the Brit.
He can't really be chased by Kay, so the question is whether they want to just get as big a total as possible or pick up a record and risk it, but it doesn't really seem like a risk. The only thing they're risking is not getting the record.
Yeah, absolutely, and perhaps if his goal was 9 for 9, that might be slightly risky, but like you said, it's not that big of a risk. He is streaks ahead of his competitors in the 120 plus class.
Giel Hendricks from Belgium, 327.5, a 20-kilo jump, and this will pull him back into the bronze position overall in the juniors for the time being, with Ferguson to follow.
And that looked like a pretty comfortable second. 2 to 1, he just gets a 1 blue light here from the right side referee. We'll have a look at the live stream and see if we can spot what the ref saw. Blue is usually for supporting on the thighs or double movement. I don't believe I saw either of those on the replay.
No, and the jury seem happy with that, so it looks like it will remain a good lift. We now have Rangi Ferguson from Australia, 335, a 25-kilo jump. This will put him into first place for the time being, with Berryman still to follow, as well as Isberg. A little lopsided, but still very quick. And 2-1, a good lift. The left side referee just not super happy with that lockout, so we'll have a look at that. Penultimate second attempt here before we head into the final deadlifts of the championships. Josh Berryman from Great Britain, 340, a 30-kilo jump to pull him into a hefty lead in the 120 plus juniors. Wow, and makes light work of that 30-kilo jump.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 white lights there.
And our final second attempt before we head through to the third and final round for these 120 pluses. Axel Isberg from Sweden taking a 20-kilo jump to pull himself into silver overall and into provisional deadlift gold. 350 on the bar.
And a super smooth second there for the Swede. And everyone's on the board with their seconds as well. So going into thirds, people will be looking to push PBs and chase medals and possibly records in the sub-junior class. I don't think it is on our cards today for the juniors though.
And we head into that final round now. Murphy leading the deadlifts in the sub-juniors with 320. Isberg still leading the juniors with 340. And we can see the results as they currently stand as we head into the third and final round of deadlifts. Still medals up for grabs. The 120 plus sub-juniors, the medals are pretty secured, but the juniors are up for grabs. Daniel McKenna from New Zealand, 250, 7.5 kilo jump. Should match his total personal best.
Manages to stand up with it. What do the refs say? 3 whites for Daniel McKenna.
Guanting K from Chinese Taipei now, 272.5 kilos for his final attempt. Your silver medalist in the sub-junior 120 pluses. To be a big personal best on both deadlift and on total. Strong end to the day. Already walking away with the classic and equipped squat world record in the sub-juniors from just these past 2 weeks. Wow, that is a great fight. from Kane. Is it locked out? Yes, it is. 3 white lights, a good lift and a great end to the championships for him.
And Murphy.
300 kilos on the bar for Hardik Madan from India. 7.5 kilo jump, going for that 300 kilo milestone here, as we might have suspected.
The bar is loaded. Come on.
The bar is loaded for the final attempt for Madan.
He's looking at the clock and just settling himself, making sure he gives himself the best opportunity to pull this 300, hit a new PB.
Let's go on.
Manages to stand it up, and it is a good lift. 3 white lights, hits that milestone.
And definitely manages to redeem himself after the hiccups in squats. His bench and his deadlifts were pretty much foot perfect, I would say.
Absolutely, you must adapt and overcome on the day. You must push forwards and take what you have, and he has done a very good job of doing so. Just 6 deadlifts remaining now for the entire championships. Szymon Kral from Czechia, 327.5. Took an enormous 40 kilo jump from his opener to his second. Now a 10 kilo jump to his third. So put him into 4th overall for the time being, with Hendricks to follow.
Yeah, the second was a lot slower, obviously, with that extra 40 kilos. So we'll see if he's got this 10 in him.
Wow, he is incredibly strong today. And that is a good lift for Kral.
Yeah, pushed right to the limit there, but I think bang on with those attempt selections.
Murphy for the new World Sub-Junior deadlift record. Followed by Hendricks and Ferguson.
Now we have a world sub-junior record attempt for Jared Murphy, Great Britain. 331.5 kilos. We thought he might go for this deadlift record. It would land him an 839 kilo total. An absolutely huge feat for the 18-year-old. His last year is a sub-junior and looking to grab a deadlift record on his way out. 331.5.
He's just forgotten some chalk, so he's racing back to get it.
Plenty of time, 50 seconds left on the clock. Jared Murphy, 331.5. A new world sub-junior record attempt to finish his day on a huge high. And he manages to stand it up. And that is a good lift. 3 white lights and a new world record for Murphy.
Yeah, absolutely. What an absolutely stellar day from the Brit in that 120 plus class.
Yeah, and he is your new sub-junior 120 plus world champion.
And they're going to be the deciding deadlifts in the 120 plus junior category.
We have 4 deadlifts left of the entire championships.
Not long left to go, and they'll all be vying for position. Gail Hendricks from Belgium, 345 on the bar for his final attempt. Looking for 882.5 kilo total. For the time being, this will be enough to put him into bronze place overall. With Ferguson, the only lifter left to follow, who can take that away from him. I'm sure we'll see a drop from Ferguson should this be successful. 2-1, a good lift, and pulls ahead into bronze for the time being, matching Ferguson's current total. And we've seen that change come in from Team Australia.
3:45 on the bar for Randy Ferguson. This will put him into silver medal position in the total for the time being.
We now have Rangi Ferguson from Australia looking to pull into deadlift bronze and from off of the podium into silver for the time being, at the very least securing the overall bronze medal. 3:45 on the bar for Ferguson of Australia, the last pearl of the day.
Yeah, a lot riding on this last deadlift for this young Aussie.
That's a great final pull from Ferguson, and a good lift, 3 white lights at the very least to secure bronze overall.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really smooth and quick for a third. Very impressed with the young Aussie.
And if Sweden are looking to push GB, then they might push too hard and allow Ferguson in for that silver position. And our penultimate deadlift of the entire championships, looking to stay in gold overall and potentially take that gold deadlift medal as well. Sweden standing watching nearby to see what they need to pull for the win. Eastberg lighter. If Berryman gets this, they would have to pull 390, so they're watching, see if they are pushing for gold or securing silver. Great Britain's Josh Berryman, 360 kilos on the bar for a 930 total, and potentially to become your new 120 plus junior world champion. Manages to stand it up. Is it locked out? 2-1. It is not. The coach goes to the jury. We'll have a look at the replay here. We'll see the side, and the attempt change has come in for Eastberg, but I would want to see what the jury say about that.
370 kilos on the bar.
And no, it will remain a no lift, which means Eastberg just needs to jump 20 kilos. Still a big ask, but it is 1 kilo below his personal best, and he has therefore lifted this at least once before. Already holds the deadlift gold, looking to take deadlift gold and gold overall to become your new 120 plus junior world champion. The final pearl of the championships for Sweden's Axel Eastberg. And the bar is loaded, 370 kilos to become junior world champion. The last pull of the 2 weeks we've been here. Wow, and ends on an incredible high for Team Sweden. 3 white lights and your new junior world champion, Axel Eastberg. What a phenomenal end to a phenomenal championships. What a time it's been of highs, lows, world records, PBs, world champions. People aging in, people aging out. And ladies and gentlemen, a summary as it stands right now in the 120 plus sub-juniors. Bronze medal to New Zealand's McKenna, silver to Kay from Chinese Taipei, and your gold medalist and sub-junior world champion Jared Murphy from Great Britain. And in the juniors, in bronze medal overall, Ferguson from Australia, silver Josh Berryman from Great Britain, and your new junior world champion from Sweden, Axel Eastberg. Just on body weight. What an incredible championships, ladies and gentlemen. We have one final medal ceremony before the end. Thank you for joining us this year, and please do stick around. Until next time, I've been Amelia Potter, joined by Briar Lynch. We'll catch you soon.
Medals are given out by Robert Keller, the Secretary General of the IBF, and Mr. Dietmar Wolf, the Vice President of the IBF.
I'm going to see it.
Maybe a happy birthday for the anthem.
I can see it.
Yeah, okay.
If you want to.
Yeah.
You did that pretty quickly. That was good. You just had it on a bit.
Okay, the last one.
When he's going to stand to be world champion. Yeah, I know, it's great.
Yeah, especially you. Yeah. I thought yours was the best, but they played him out. He's last one. That was me. Yeah, really. And Alex was fine.
I know. Straight away.
My friend has to be.
Yeah, we'll have to something up on that.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I was straight. I think it wheelchair.
So we'll start things off with the under 120s sub-juniors. And the squad events of the under 120 sub-juniors. Bronze medalist with 252.5 from Japan, Koya Ishino. Silver medalist with 315 from Ukraine, Denis Shodenko. And the gold medalist with 322.5 from Poland, Jakub Naguszewski. Thank you. In the bench press event, bronze medalist with 170 from Ukraine, Denis Wodenko. Silver medalist with 175 from Uruguay, Arias Santiago. And with 180, bench press gold goes to Poland and Jakub Naguszewski. Thank you. In the deadlift event, bronze medalist with 267.5 from Mexico, Carlos Pina. Silver medalist with 290 kilos from New Zealand, Aaron Rogers. Deadlift gold with the same best attempt but lighter on body weight from Poland, Jakub Naguszewski. Thank you. Now the final placings in the class. Bronze medalist with 690 from New Zealand, Aaron Rogers. Vice champion, silver medalist with 745 from Ukraine, Denis Wodenko. And the 2025 IBF Sub-Junior Under 120 champion of the world with 792.5 from Poland, Jakub Naguszewski. And now I'm going to ask everyone in the audience to please stand up for the national anthem of Poland. So now we move on to the 120 pluses sub-juniors. In the squad event, bronze medalist with 245 from New Zealand, Daniel McKenna. Silver medalist with 325 from Great Britain, Gerard Murphy. And the gold medalist with a new world sub-junior record of 366.5, Guantin Ke, Chinese Taipei. Thank you. In the bench press event, bronze medalist with 145 from New Zealand, Daniel McKenna. Silver medalist with 150 from Chinese Taipei, Guantin Ke. And with 182.5, bench press gold goes to GB and Gerard Murphy. Thank you. The deadlift podium. In bronze, with 250 from New Zealand, Daniel McKenna. In deadlift silver with 272.5 from Chinese Taipei, Guantin Ke. And deadlift gold with a new world sub-junior record in the 120 pluses, 331.5 from Great Britain, Gerard Murphy. Thank you. Final placings in the class. Bronze medalist with 640 kilos from New Zealand, Daniel McKenna. Vice champion, silver medalist with 789 from Chinese Taipei, Guantin Ke. And the sub-junior 120 plus champion of the world in 2025 with 839 from Great Britain, Gerard Murphy. Now everyone, please rise for the national anthem of Great Britain. What a great group of guys. Congratulations, you've been amazing. One final class to reward the juniors 120 pluses. In the squad event, bronze medalist with 340 from Belgium, Neil Andries. Squat silver with 355 from Great Britain, Josh Berryman. And with the same best attempt, but lighter on body weight, with 355 squat gold goes to Sweden and Axel Isberg. Thank you. In the bench press event, bronze medalist with 202.5 from Czechia, Simon Proud. Bench silver with 207.5 from Australia, Randy Ferguson. Bench press gold with 215 from Great Britain, Josh Berryman. Thank you. And the deadlift event. The bronze medalist with 345 from Australia, Randy Ferguson. Deadlift silver, also with 345, but lighter on body weight, from Belgium, Gil Hendricks. Deadlift gold with 370 from Sweden, Axel Isberg. Thank you. Now we move on to the final placings in the class. Overall bronze in the 120 plus is juniors with 892.5 from Australia, Randy Ferguson. Silver medalist, vice champion with 910 from Great Britain, Josh Berryman. And you know what? I think the world champion today is making himself an awesome birthday present. Axel Isberg, you are the champion of the 120 classes. And happy birthday, Axel. Winning a world title on your birthday. That is amazing. Now everyone in the audience, please stand up for the national anthem of Sweden. Congratulations, guys. And once again, happy birthday, Axel. You are the world champion.